Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of November 14th, 2018. We started out this week on a very sad note. The comic book industry lost Stan Lee. He was basically the kind of big, giant, lovable character that gave us so many of the characters that we know today and love today. He was 95. His passing it's hard to deal with, even though we've known for a while that it's most likely been coming. It's a sad week this week, losing Stan. I never got to meet Stan personally, or take a picture with him, or get his autograph. Yeah, some just never got around to it. And there was a specific book I wanted to get him to sign, and that's Amazing Spider-Man number 215, 215, 217. I don't remember exactly. Yep, that's never going to happen now. So I hope Stan is in a better place. He was just a really charismatic and amazing guy, and all I can really say is Excelsior. So let's get into the pull list now. Sorry to start it out on such a down note, but let's get into the pull list this week. First up, we have American Gods, My Ansel, number 8. This continues the American Gods comic book adaptation of the novel by Neil Gaiman. It's okay. I enjoy it. Makes me want to read the book. Yeah, I have so much stuff to read. Reading that book is not in the cards right now. But I need to sit down and actually do it. Next up, we have a new number 1 from Valiant, and that is Bloodshot Rising Spirit. New creative team, so we'll see where they take Bloodshot. Jeff Lemire's run on it was fantastic, and the stuff prior to that was amazing as well. Bloodshot's been renumbered numerous times and given a different title since Valiant relaunched, but I've enjoyed it from the beginning, so I can't wait to see what this new series for Bloodshot entails. Next up, we have Joelle Jones, Catwoman, number 5. Art's amazing. It's Catwoman. It's fantastic. Read it. That's all I can say. It's definitely, I definitely enjoy Catwoman, seeing where her character is after the fallout of Batman 50. And yeah, it's just really, really cool stuff. Joelle Jones is a master at her craft, and it just shows in the book itself. So. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 992. Yes, we're getting closer and closer to issue 1000. And Peter Tomasi being on the book. So, yeah. Right now, it's James Robinson who's penning Detective Comics. We'll see what his story entails. I've liked Detective since Detective's been a pretty solid book overall. Even before New 52, during New 52, after New 52, it really improved. So I'm really excited to see where we go with Tomasi's run, which is coming up soonish. Next up, we have The Flash, number 58. Apparently, we're going back to Gorilla City, and The Flash has to battle Grodd, most likely. Williamson's done an amazing job with The Flash since taking over in the Rebirth stuff, and we're now following the different forces that are coming out, like the Sage Force and the Still Force and the Strength Force. So there's a lot of stuff happening in the Flash universe, and I'm really curious to see where Williamson takes it. It feels as if it's kind of like the different Lantern rings and their powers and abilities, but I'm really curious to see what Williamson does with these new forces that have been opened up or brought into the world with the Source Wall, the destruction of the Source Wall. We'll see. Next up is Gideon Falls with the great team of Jeff Lemire and Andreas Sorrentino. Just really good stuff. Love Gideon Falls. It's amazing. I think it's been picked up for a TV show. I'm not sure. I think it has, which is awesome. It's a weird concept, but I really enjoy it. Next up we have Hawkman number 6. Vendetti's done a fantastic job on this. Hitch's art is amazing, and if you have not been reading it, you seriously need to. This book is bonkers good. Just really, really solid stuff. Yeah, I can't wait to dive into this issue. Next up is an issue that brings an end to a series, which I'm excited for and bummed for at the same time, but that is Mr. Miracle number 12 of 12. We are finally finishing up with Tom King and Mitch Gerads' Mr. Miracle run. I actually went ahead and read this. It's an amazing issue. Makes me want to sit down and read the whole thing all at once. I would like it in a nice deluxe hardcover, but that's not coming out anytime soon. So if you haven't read Mr. Miracle, be on the lookout for a trade that's coming out first. But for me, I'm going to have to snag up a nice oversized hardcover of this because it's just a really amazing and fantastic run. And I'm hoping that one of the t-shirts that Scott Free is wearing in this may be a hint to what Mitch Gerads and Tom King might be doing next. And if it's what I think it is, it's pretty cool. And if it's the other t-shirt, it's pretty cool. So, I don't know. These two can't go wrong. They're a great creative team. Mr. Miracle's fantastic. Once it comes out on trade, if you haven't read it, pick it up. It is a must-read. Next up, we have Ninja K, number 13. Following more antics of Ninja K, especially after the Harbinger Wars 3, I believe. So we'll see what happens with the character in that. It's been a solid book. Yeah, it's just good. Next up, we have Robert Kirkman's Oblivion song, number 9. I'm basically caught up. Like, I'm getting this new for the first time. Every month it comes out, but I've really enjoyed it, even though, yeah, it's just really, really good. First trade's out, so if you want to check it out, pick up the first trade, but it's really good stuff. Next up is another book that's finishing up a series, and I'm glad it's finishing it up so I can purge it, and that's Plastic Man number 6 by Gail Simone. It's not great. It's close to good, but it's missing something, and I don't really know if it's going to give you what you want from a Plastic Man book. But yeah, I'll finish it up, and then I'm going to put it up on eBay. Next up is one for my daughter, and that's Rainbow Bright number 2. Hopefully she digs the Rainbow Bright comics once we sit down and start reading them together. It's with our schedule right now, it's difficult to actually sit down and read, so I have to be more vigilant on doing that. So yeah, need to kick myself in the ass. Next up, we have Red Hood Outlaw number 28. Jason Todd is on his own and trekking across the United States to basically bring swift vigilante justice to non-major metropolitan areas. So we'll see what happens with Jason in this issue. Next up is Rose number 14. This is written by Meredith Finch, David Finch's wife. I've enjoyed it since the beginning, so I keep getting it, and we'll see where Rose goes in this issue. Next up, we have Scooby Apocalypse 31. This is just a really, really fun book from Giffen and DeMontis. Just really great, great stuff. It takes a bit to read, so I feel like I've actually got my money's worth. But if you haven't yet checked out Scooby Apocalypse, it's really, really good and just a really, really fun book. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 48. We're getting close to the end of this Suicide Squad run. Issue 50 will be the last one. And then apparently Brian Azzarello is going to take over writing on Suicide Squad, which I'm super excited for. But we'll see what happens with that when that comes. But for now, we got to finish up with Suicide Squad. Next up, we have Supergirl number 24. Mark Andreyko writes this one, and it's fantastic so far. I'm loving it. Just really, really good stuff. If you have not checked it out, I highly recommend it, especially if you're reading the Superman books that Bendis has been writing, especially the stuff spinning out of the Man of Steel miniseries. It's definitely something you want to track down and pick up. Speaking of Bendis and Superman, we have Superman number 5. Looks like we have Zod back in the mix, so we'll see what goes on there. But so far, Superman's been solid, action's been solid. Bendis has done an amazing job, which actually makes me a little bit more excited about the Wonder titles that they have coming out from DC. They're going to basically have a Young Justice title, as well as a Wonder Twins title, and a new character, Naomi, is going to be coming up. And Dial H is another one that's coming out of that. I'm super excited for the Wonder Twins because it's written by Mark Russell, and I'm super curious about Dial H. Sam Humphries, who was writing on Harley Quinn, is now going to be writing that. So I'm curious to see where that goes. As for Young Justice, I'll probably check that one out, but I'm not super stoked on the Naomi and the new character, not because of who she is, but new characters kind of just getting their own series aren't something that I necessarily jump into. I like getting introduced to a character in a more natural environment, like a team environment, and then they get their own kind of mini series, and maybe potentially, if they're popular enough, get their own book line that runs for a little while. But we'll see. This is something that's not necessarily aimed at my age group, so I'm not dissing it in any way, but in that regard, I think that it might have. I hope it finds a market, and I hope people pick it up that are interested in it. Next up, we have Titans number 29. I don't know, which one is this? Marooned on a Savage World. I don't know what's going on exactly with Titans. There was some. I don't know if this is an Drowned Earth tie-in or what's going on. I know that we'll see. We'll see what goes on. But yeah, Titans. It's okay. Abnett's doing an okay job. And next up we have Wonder Woman number 58. Can't remember her name, but Wilson is taking over writing duties on Wonder Woman. She's the one that did Miss Marvel for over at Marvel Comics. So I'm curious to see where she takes Wonder Woman, and if she can kind of keep the freshness alive, and just. I'm curious to see what her take on Wonder Woman is. I've enjoyed most of the Wonder Woman stuff since Rebirth, so I'm going to give this a shot. But if it doesn't, I'll have to drop it. I mean, I can't. So many books. So I got 20 books this week. 20 books, and that's not even including the variants. The variants are in another pile over here. But 20 books I got to read. That's a lot. So I did pick up some variants this week for the Catwoman number 5. There is an amazing Art Germ cover there, just fantastic. If you like Art Germ, you better be snagging those things up. Detective Comics had a pretty cool variant, so I got that one for $9.92. The Flash's variant for $58 was just awesome. I just really loved this cover, so I grabbed that one. Of course, Mr. Miracle 12 had the Darkseid Is variant cover. You probably saw this image a lot before the book came out. There's a pretty cool Red Hood Outlaw cover for number 28. So I snagged that variant up there. Rose had 3 covers, the main cover and 2 other variants, and the B cover was this one right here. That was pretty cool, so I snagged it up. And then there's this one right here, so I grabbed that one. The nice thing about the POS system we use, Comic Hub at Comics Conspiracy, is that I can order stuff when I go through previews, and for at least for image books, a lot of the books are just open order for the variants, so you can, and they have the artwork sometimes, so you can just go ahead and go, I want. I really wish a lot more companies, Marvel, DC, get on this, would release the variant cover artwork prior, or when it's solicited. That way people can know what they want to order, because when you don't know what the cover is, you end up with something where, like I was getting the Hawkman covers, variants, because they were really cool, and then they changed the artist on it, and I was like, eh. So yeah, I put the Hawkman one back for this week. So yeah, who knows? But the other nice thing about Comic Hub is if I don't necessarily order a variant, because I'm not sure, if Ryan orders enough copies and we have some extras, I can order it through the Comic Hub app if I looked at what's coming out next week, and I just make sure to go through the list and add stuff to the cart, and then click Submit. Next up is the Suicide Squad variant for issue 48. And then, of course, the Amanda Connor Supergirl number 24 variant there. Good stuff. I liked this variant for Titans, so I snagged that one up right there. And of course, Wonder Woman had the really awesome variants that it normally does. And since it's a new creative team, they decided to give you a blank cover. So if you want to grab up the blank cover, you can basically get it signed or drawn on or whatever you want done with it. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for this week book-wise. I did get my replacement statue for Harley Quinn, the Philip Tan one. So hopefully I'll be doing another video, unboxing video of this that doesn't have the head falling off of it. So hopefully I've been doing better at getting those done, so hopefully I can get that up for you. If you want to check out some of my unboxing videos, there is a playlist on my YouTube channel. Go ahead and click over there. It should be the Unboxing Videos 2018, and those are the ones that the statues that I've opened and unboxed this year. So go ahead and check that out if you feel like it. For now, I am pretty much done saying what I want to say. Except I had some, there was a little tidbit of information that I thought was hilarious, and that is from DC Nation. This is issue 6. This came out about a week or so ago. Apparently they're starting to do a letters page on the back, and I didn't catch this last time I was reading through, but if you can email them, and apparently they only got 3 emails. They got the test one that they sent to themselves and 2 other ones, and so they published the 2, and they're the only free publication according to them that can say they have 100% publication of their letters that they've received. So I think I'm going to actually send one, shoot one over to them, maybe ask a couple of questions, specifically like product questions or series questions of things that I'm wondering if they're working on or potentially going to work on in the future. If you have any questions yourself, send them over, or if you think I should ask a certain question, post it in the comment section below. I'll probably get to writing that email this week, so get those down there. That's it for this week. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Again, leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you're picking up. If there's something you think I should be checking out. I know a lot of Marvel books I don't pick up single issue, but I do sometimes grab them in trade to read them. So let me know maybe a Marvel book that you think would be up my alley. Do not say Cosmic Ghost Rider or Thanos. I've tried those. Those are, no, they're not for me. Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. You can listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode 375 last night, and of course, one of the big topics was the passing of Stan Lee. But Bryce was back on for the episode, and so we had some fun, a long episode, so check it out. There'll be a link in the description below. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees and getting food sometimes before we podcast and getting products. So thank you very much to all our Patreon backers. It is much appreciated. If you want to help me out a little more directly, you can go ahead and head over to my eBay store, or not my eBay store, the eBay where I sell stuff. There's a link in the description below. I don't currently have anything up. I need to do relistings, so I'm hopefully going to be getting those up this weekend, and hopefully getting a couple new items up. So check it, bookmark it, follow me, whatever, and you can purchase stuff there. That helps me out a little more directly. Or if you buy anything that's linked through Amazon, that on my channel here, or on my website at conspiratorbrock.com, that gives me a little bit, that helps out a little bit, and so thank you for everyone who does that. And Christmas is coming up, so if you click through my stuff and you buy stuff, I get it. So yeah, all right, that's it for this week. Yeah, if you have any memories of Stan or anything you thought was what you want to shout out about Stan, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below. And he will be missed. So, Excelsior!